You know, it was a good game of rugby. Lots of mistakes, lots of issues, but we haven't even started our season yet, so it was good to see them come together in this way. For the Togolese to come, I'm very happy. You know, the president of Rugby Togo is like a junior brother to me. So with Niger not coming, them facilitating, it was good. And you can hear the team spirit in the background. It's fantastic. You know, rugby in Africa has a lot of problems. The amount of money that is available is, we play one international a year, sometimes less. So I've decided we have to play a lot. I'm asking them now to go back to Togo next week to give the Togolese a chance for revenge. In October, I've spoken to the president of Nigeria Rugby, Edward Poe, good friend of mine. So we'll play home and away with Nigeria, which is a much higher level. And we can only improve if we play. We can only improve if we actually play between ourselves. And since we receive no money from our sports federation here in Ghana, the National Sports Association, or from the ministry, we have to find ways of generating it ourselves to develop it. Don't forget we have schools programs. We are developing it in schools, getting into rugby, we're developing it at college level. But unless we have competitions taking place regularly, the game is actually not going to improve. The coaching, the officiating, and the playing. So, yeah, we finished the Togo tournament, which we didn't win, but everybody thought we were the best team there. And now we have started this before the season starts to get people to understand how serious we are. October, September, through to November, there'll be a lot more matches. It is, and I'm just speaking now to see whether we do it next week or whether we push it 2 weeks and then we go back to Togo and play a 15s there at the same time. It's done before I came, and I have to respect the fact that the national name of Eagles was chosen well before my time, and it will be there, I think, forever, unless somebody else changes it. But I won't change it. I came to meet it in Ghana Rugby. Oh, we've gone very far. You know, Edward Poe, my brother from Nigeria, the president of Nigeria Rugby, has agreed. We are due to sign an MOU soon. Modeste, the president of Togo, has also agreed. And we're going to start with 3 countries, 10 teams, and we'll play on a home and away basis and have a final. In December, we go for the Africa Rugby Congress in Botswana, and I think they'll be surprised at what we are doing, and we take it on from there. I think next time round we'll get other teams, countries also joining on a coastal tournament where we have teams from Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Nigeria playing in a Super Cup, which will be only the second in the world, I believe, of that nature. The ones in New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Argentina, South Africa play the Super Rugby, and we have to do it. It's a way of getting the commercial world to see that there is an opportunity in rugby in West Africa, and if they like it, they'll then invest, and we have to be creative if we're going to get the investment to come in the game. You know, rugby has a different culture. Look at how they're playing right now. Look at how they're talking. It has been an amateur sport, it's becoming semi-professional, and we play for the love of it. There aren't demands on players and officials for bonuses. Family is played with a different level of respect to football. The culture is different, and luckily we have spent 2 years in inculcating a rugby culture into the minds of the people, because Ghana, we have a football culture, and rugby is a far more advanced game in terms of playing as a team, in terms of camaraderie, in terms of respect, in terms of planning, in terms of team play. It makes football look like child's play. And don't forget, I've run Kotoko, I've run football, and I've run rugby. So rugby is far superior in terms of the ethics and the morality and what it gives back to people. So you don't have people shouting about winning bonuses and who's going to pay what. We find that kind of discussions quite vulgar in rugby. We don't do that. And that's one of the reasons when I was involved in Kotoko, it wasn't an issue. It has changed the mindset and the culture of the people, so people work with you. I think the administrators of sports in general, and we're talking about the debates that are going on now between football and the FA and the ministry, I find sad. A time has to come where people who are involved understand their responsibility from an authoritative viewpoint, and as well in terms of running the associations. Football is the easiest sport to raise money for. They should be independent by now anyway. They should be independent from government. Then really you can tell the government what to do with themselves. That is my view. It will not change where there's mistrust between the people of the country, because listen, nobody in Ghana trusts the FA, and nobody in Ghana really trusts the ministry. So the only people who are suffering here are the people. and they need to come together and show that there's better governance, there's a better way forward, there is a better way in terms of investing, even with the sports association. Look at the facilities there, disgraceful. So we have a long way to go as a people, where we sit down and we criticize, we sit down and we take positions, we sit down and we are presidents and we are this and we are that, without understanding that that free gravy train is gone, where somebody comes and says, take $1 million and do what it is that you want to do with it. You have to look at how you empower people to be able to raise money, and therefore your own business plan going forward makes sense. I remember many years ago when the late Ben Kofi was running football, and he came up with his business plan, and I said, that's not a business plan, that's a football plan. A business plan which really changes the way that you look to business and capital, private and otherwise, and other kinds of capital. So you can actually raise money for the game and develop indigenous game within your country, within the country, and take it to another step forward. But some of us think differently.